All right, good morning, everybody. As you can maybe see from the intro to this video, I have a little bit of work to do down at the lease today. I have an old ladder stand that I threw up last year that I am just going to replace with a nice big hang-on, more comfortable, and for me, I don't know. I think it's more safe actually with a big platform hang-on anyway versus a little single ladder stand with just the tiny little platform and whatever. But so yeah, I'm switching that out today. I am actually down in basically the deepest, bottom, thickest corner, as you can see from behind me. There's some trails that come together here or whatever that we mow once or twice a summer, but I'm down here doing this today. This is probably, other than shed hunting, I only come in here once or twice to just make sure this stand is good. And outside hunting season, I mean, I sneak in here every once in a while. It's hard to access. It's deep down in this bedding area. It's a good spot. I'll maybe do something on X, maybe do a little screen recording or something so you can see what it looks like from the aerial. But it's a sweet little spot. It was a spot I was hunting a deer in 2020 and 2021 pretty hard. Called him BT. He's a big 10-pointer, typical for 2 or 3 years in a row, and then he actually got when he shed, he had a chunk of bone come out of his skull with the shed, about 3/4 of an inch deep chunk of bone that came out. And the next year he threw some cool dagger points off the front of his bases, and then also split that same brow tine. And I don't know if that's all caused by that piece of bone that came out or not, but it was right there, and it was the next year, so it was pretty cool. But I ended up killing him in 2021, just actually right down this trail here behind me, about, I don't know, 80 yards or so, during the shotgun season. It was November 7th, the morning of November 7th. Actually, I guess I'll make this kind of a short story, but he was back in the bedding area past where I actually killed him, and I was on a stand on the other side of that bedding area. The wind was coming out of basically straight out of the west, so I was on that side of the bedding area. I'm down kind of in a valley, so sometimes we do get a little bit of swirling and stuff. And that morning I was watching him with 3 does. It might have been a doe with 2 fawns, I'm not exactly sure. They're 100 yards away through the woods, so I could just see him and see the does and stuff. And there's actually another big 8-pointer with them too. But anyway, I was watching him, and the wind kind of swirled as I was sitting there in the tree stand with my binoculars. And I felt it hit me in the back of the neck, and I literally watched it hit him. His nose went straight up in the air, and just like that, he put his head back down, and he started pushing them does out the back door here, basically this way, going into the wind. And what I decided to do, since I had a shotgun, is I called the audible, jumped out of my tree stand, ran out, came around, and then was just slowly sneaking my way in on this edge down this trail behind me, and actually cut him off, pushing them does out. He pushed, by the time they went all the way through the bedding area, they had 6 deer total that pushed past me. He was the second one in back, and that other nice buck was behind him, and he pushed him right at 45 yards, and I was just standing leaning against a tree waiting for him, and he pushed him right to me, and yeah, was able to get a shot at him and kill him with my shotgun that year. But yeah, I said I was gonna make that quick, and I didn't really. Anyway, yeah, so this is where I was hunting him pretty hard the last couple years. I haven't had much. I shouldn't say that. I had one deer I called Sunday 2 years ago down here that I hunted quite a bit in this spot, but last year I didn't really, so I'm giving it a little bit of a facelift. I don't know. I only have one camera out, and I don't have anything good on it yet down here, which never do have much for summer deer. But yeah, looking forward to getting this one ready, and we will, I don't know if we sit it or not, we'll see, but it's gonna be ready. So we're gonna work on that now. I'm gonna try and set up to do a little time lapse while I rip this old tree stand down and put the new one up. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we're gonna get after it. All right, got the stand up, as you saw in the time lapse there. Kicked my butt a little bit, actually. I don't know why. I guess being only the second one I've done this year, I gotta get back into the swing of it. But anyway, that's done. We're up. Basically right where the side-by-side is sitting is where the two trails kind of converge here, coming from the west on the neighboring property over there. About 150 yards is the line that way, and they come out of there cruising through here. This is a thin strip, so it's kind of thick, so you're probably not gonna be able to see it, but there's a creek running right down here, and then behind that is actually a start of a home development way on the outside edge of it. So between that and the creek, and then over here, I'm not sure if you can see it either, but over top of the side-by-side and through there is the edge of a cornfield. And when that gets taken out, that whole field's wide open. It's actually the same field on kind of the other side down 400 or 500 yards is where I did the video before, if you watch that, where I put that little inside corner food plot in. But I'm on the other side of it here now on this far edge. And so right here, it's only, goodness, I can't imagine it's more than 75, 80 yards wide. And it funnels them down right here. And then this is where these two trails come together. There's S-bend in the creek here. If there's any, there's a good spot to cross, and it crosses kind of right here in front of me. A little bit of a trail I can see even in this thick stuff. And yeah, it's a pretty sweet setup. Down here, I'm kind of in this valley, and the way I've noticed the way the wind works in here is that whenever the wind is anywhere out of the north, west, north, northwest, west, southwest, and even into the south, it all kind of comes down into this valley and goes, for the most part, into heads from the west straight to the east towards the lake. I'm here in Minnesota. I always refer to the lake as to the east. Yeah, so it all flows that way. So here I'm pretty good. My this wind here will be cutting basically towards the creek and towards the home development. Sometimes it'll kick a little bit, just depending on the day and what's happening with the wind. But yeah, it's a pretty sweet spot. It's tough to get back in here. I mean, we're way back in. I could probably get permission from the home developments over here and sneak in that way if I wanted to. I haven't done that in the past, because the far end that butts up here, this far property, the guy's a deer hunter, and he's the furthest one. He's got 15 acres, and I've talked to him before, and not that he doesn't. I mean, I don't know if he doesn't like that I'm hunting here, but I'm kind of in the best part. He just kind of gets the fringes. So not that we had a bad relationship or anything like that, but he just wasn't probably going to be interested in me walking through his property right through the middle of the 15 acres to access mine. So I haven't, but maybe there's a new owner there now. Actually, I could maybe ask him, but we'll see. But yeah, it's a pretty sweet spot. Just wanted to jump on and do that. I am going to try and get Onyx, maybe do a screen record on Onyx and kind of lay out what I'm looking at, since it's thick in here and you can't really see right now what's actually being referred to. But yeah, I'm gonna give you a flip around and kind of show you the view from the stand here, I think. So yeah, creek is running right there, kind of S-bends there. That home I was talking about is right over there. And then there's the trail is kind of coming. You can kind of see it right through there. That's only probably 12 yards from the tree here. And then that comes out and meets that trail, which intersects, which is right here, and intersects with this one going up to the northwest, right where the side-by-side is. And then I don't know if you can see behind it, there's kind of a post over top of my side-by-side there. That is a scrape post. I got to get a vine or a branch or something thrown on there and get that started here. But right where these meet in this funnel, all this is a big block of timber over here. And if any west wind's blowing or whatever here, I have a good feeling we'll see a bunch of activity here. So I think that's a good spot for a scrape. Going to be a lot of scent, kind of that gets hung up here and stuff. So they'll be liking that, I think. But yeah, we got this set ready to go. Got rid of the old ladder stand. So yeah, sweet. Okay, well, I'm over here now. As long as I was down here doing tree stand stuff on the farm, I figured I'd come check out this plot. This plot, so you can see there's power poles right behind me. This is a power pole line that runs kind of behind my head and then past me, runs straight north and south. I have a stand right up in that tree, I think. Sorry, I can't, yeah, that tree. Sorry, I can't see it. And then this whole, below this power line, they keep it so clear because they don't want trees and stuff and whatever intermingling with the power lines. This is a big transmission line. I don't know how many volts run across it, but probably a lot. But yeah, so they leave it all open, so it's become a sweet food plot for me. It just sits there. They have no issues with it. I talked to the power line guys the first year I started hunting this property. They were down here cleaning the lines. They do it every 4 or 5 years or whatever. Just keep stuff trimmed back, and I just asked them about it, and do whatever you want. You know, as long as I'm not attaching something to their pole or whatever, they don't care at all. But basically what I've got going here is it's 3/4 or just more of an acre. You can see behind me is a good looking stand of clover. And then if I spin this way on the other side of this poles, so it's like, God, I don't know, this part in front of me where the clover is bigger than this part behind me. And this soil in this part is actually very different than the part in the front part. The closer I get this way behind me, the creek's over there. So the more sandier it gets basically, and it's a lot harder. But I planted a mix of peas and soybeans and, oh, there's some other stuff in there, some perennial clovers and stuff like that in this longer half here. I'm gonna walk in here and see what I can find. I can see peas, good amount of peas. I don't see much for soybeans, but the foxtail has absolutely taken it over. And unfortunately, this mix of seed was it was a mix from a company, and they are not like Roundup ready or whatever. So I can't hit this with anything that I know of. I mean, maybe I could come and hit it with a clethodim and it wouldn't kill it. I'm not sure. Fairly new to the whole herbicide application stuff, and I don't want to wreck anything and kill my whole plot off, so I just kind of am letting it do its thing. And I know the foxtail will die off too, and the deer are in there. They're fine, and the food in there, it just kind of sucks it didn't get to flourish like I was hoping. And that's partially probably on me. I probably should have done some more research and find what I could have hit it with, but well, I'll do more research and next year it'll be better. But this clover, I gotta say something about clover. That stuff it's cool. I've never really established much for clover plots. I was always just brassica, and just decided I wanted to do something here that I didn't have to do much with. I don't have to get tillage in here every year, and you know, whatever. If I got to come in and mow it a couple times a year or maybe hit it with some spray is all I really wanted to do. I just want to get something good established, and I think I'm doing that. This actually was just a brassica plot last year, and then this spring I came and frost seeded heavy clover over top of it, like very heavy. I think I doubled the rate. This part right here is almost a half acre itself, and I think I did, probably an acre's worth of seed. I just pounded it with it, and it looks really good. Was coming in. The weeds got going pretty good on it early, but I hit it with some clethodim and 2,4-DB just 2 weeks ago, and all of that died off, and it's just clover left. So it is going to be absolutely money. I did actually come over seed in like middle of June. Again, not a lot, just in some sparse spots, and it's filled in really good. So basically, I mean, as you can see here, just from, it was mowed just a couple weeks ago too. I mean, I mowed it right before I sprayed it. So it's coming back good, but as you can see, it looks pretty good for basically just being frost seeded in. There was no anything established before. It was simply brassicas the year before, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think by the time season comes here in about a month, it'll be good and thick and lush and tall, and hopefully we can take something out of this tree stand right here. So yeah, just wanted to check this out while I was down here, and figured I might as well give you guys an update and kind of tell you what I did here and how it's working. And I learn something every year when it comes to food plotting, and maybe you can take something from it. I'm not that good at it. Luckily, I've actually gotten to talk to, I'll call him the king of clover, Mr. Jared Mills. He's a big clover chicory guy, one of the previous Midwest whitetail guys. But I got to talk to him at the Minnesota Deer Classic for like an hour last year about seed, and he's now working with Monster Buck seed. And yeah, I got to talk to him a lot about clover and stuff like that, and he helped me get this stuff I needed, the herbicide and stuff I needed for this, and gave me some pointers, and so I'm just learning as I go with it. But yeah, excited to see what it looks like in the fall here.